little bit. That great agitation that occurs for me when I hurt my body causes me to have to do different things to help myself. Now I've been helping my feet, really feeling deeply into them, just feeling them on the ground, feeling different ways, feel where they don't feel as if they're balanced in symmetry, kind of feeling from the point where feeling is and feeling that feeling into the point where feeling isn't, coming back out, going back in another direction, and this is the most beautiful practice to be implemented with patience. If you can be steady and present with a feeling instead of forcing your physical to move, just allowing the physical feeling that's coming from within to move, and just the awareness, the intention of the feeling moving, that's going to open a lot of things. If we just stay in the breath, breathing in, breathing through. Eventually we're going to learn how to breathe into our stomach and breathe out all of the body. All of the body, following the breath. And so that's what this practice is huge about, is being in tune with the moment, following the breath. Meditation brings you into the observance of the breath. The observance of the breath brings you directly in the moment with yourself exactly where you are. That's a wonderful, still, and spacious place to be. When you start working with the breath in huge ways, with intention, with medicine ceremony, going deep into all kinds of different places, receiving breath activation, you start to really pick up huge understandings of what's occurring with the breath, how the breath is happening, what the breath's function is, what it can do for you, how amazing is the breath of life, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Ghost, whatever you could possibly call the most amazing transference system of information for all of consciousness, this amazing, endless, eternal breath we all breathe. It is alive, it is keeping us, it is growing us, it is the waters of the moment showing us. It is so phenomenal, this breath. And so I want to, of course, get into some nice breath flow with you and everything. Right now I got this crazy kink in my shoulder blade. It's like insane. So we're just going to stretch out that way, stretch out. And we're going to do it nice and soft and gentle. Sometimes I like to, in front of people, like go all violent and crazy because my flow can be really powerful and awesome when I do that. But right now I'm rigid like an old ass man. So I need to just be patient with myself. Feel my joints, be like, okay, why are my joints like this? Well, my joints are like this because I haven't been constantly moving my body with the breath in a way that accelerates my energy and gets it flowing in a really giant and awesome manner. So I kind of felt like this may be super helpful in some way, this channel for people, because there's a lot of old folks, there's a lot of people in life that have stopped moving. And because they stop moving, they become all rigid. They stick to one motion. Now their muscles get to different places, different tension points become more natural. They start to have this other thing. Now this is the physical where this occurs. Now your energy body also has something occurring like that. So me right now, you see, I'm leaning back. My energy's kind of like this. I'm still a ridiculously open energy. You see, my heart just jumps right out. My whole channel is, and still, it's like right now, this is my most relaxed resting position. Now eventually I get big into my energy. And it pulls me up. You see, just like we were doing before, it pulls me up. Just the breath pulls me up. I just let go, I let loose, let limber, and I feel, and it starts to move my body, I've been sitting here working with this mirror in front of me. It's been kind of really super helpful. I don't really, in the flow, ever get to see myself, I'm always outside. I have a backpack, I don't ever get a mirror really, and I don't have a lot of time to do it because I always feel kind of awkward and weird when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, flexing or whatever, like, oh yeah, hey, here I am, this is what I look like. If I flow and do the different things, how does it look? Does it look good? It's pretty fun. Expression is also pretty fun, so that's a amazing thing, and this is part of that, so thank goodness we get into some of the energy flow, and then also how we can use our voice so amazing to bring a whoo. We'll be able to see what's going on with that a little bit later. So we breathe. And that's all the breath as well. So all of these things are tuned into the breath. The reason why the motions of the body go with the motions of the voice is because the voice is, again, governed by the breath, governed by the heart, governed by, well, itself, and it governs, well, everything, you know. So, all right, breathing, feeling up. All right, we moved because why? The tension was lighter here so much. It was going to take way more strength to keep my arms up than it was to bring them down. And now I move the wrists, I move the wrist back, I move the body back, I got this back, got this back, got this back, connecting all the systems, connecting all the systems, connecting all the systems, breathing. Badam bin de gandam beran dum beran gan. 근데 아무도 마 왜요 또 여셔 onda vadamia takaya to piotu fumia na ma we have the motu koya neme oh and you have the on the end I ended up falling off the flow a little bit, did a nice big whoa as I was having some mixture energy occur for me at that moment, thinking about Ray over there. And so that was enough of a kick to show me it was the end of the song. It's interesting, it always throws me off balance for 1 second, but I don't actually really go off balance. I just kind of like move and then catch myself immediately, so I have to do like some kind of cool ass spin or something or whatever else. And also the light language. The light language is an amazing balancer. When you're not using it, or even when you are using it, you can add its amplitude and it can bring you into a greater centering. And so all these different things are really amazing. They all work in a unison, all of the cycles, all of the scales, all of the breath, all of it based on the master key that allows motion in all directions and allows all things and all things allow it. Unconditional love for all beings everywhere without one exception, the master key of the universe, the greatest way to explain the embodiment of the frequency of the center frequency, the one that is all things, the creator, the source, the heart of us all, non-duality, the in-between space, the marriage of the male and the female, the center of the 5 ratios, Fibonacci entirely, yeah, everything. Unconditional love for all beings everywhere without one exception. It'll really make it. So I really like these certain things. So you can see there's some different imbalances. Maybe you didn't notice different fluidities. You saw maybe a grow. You see that was much greater than the original strange showing of energy I was doing. Very nice, very fluid, very strong, very accurate, very confident, very moving. Getting all of the body together. Yeah, this kind of flow kind of breaks the mold because it doesn't have a tradition already, and so it doesn't have to be tied into the secrecy of tradition. And it's a really wonderful thing to be able to reach the limitless state, to not have a control type culture that's causing you to have to form yourself to any type of singular idea. We're really looking for a looseness here and effortlessness. So I like to move through these points of rigidity with everything because really it's flow, trust of flow, which causes the great amount of acceleration and also presence. So you'll see as we get deeper and deeper into focus with the practice, it really super duper insanely rapidly accelerates itself. Right now I told you I'm moving kind of like an old man, soon you'll be able to see it insane strength and fluidity to all of my motioning that may make me seem to be at the level of mastery. It really depends the rising and the falling in frequency to where the body, all of a sudden energy can just be pumped through a system, and all of a sudden you have a limitless gateway into hyperdimensionality, really moving past the possible confines of the normal human common mind that believes the law of physics. Make people go at this speed and do this and this and this, but you'll transcend the speed of light. You'll transcend many things. You're going to want to not transcend the speed of light if you're trying to work out at this kind of bandwidth, because then everything here stops, and now you get to work on the other bandwidth, but here's not doing anything. So, either way, but it's good to be able to work here. Good to be able to understand how all the different dimensions are really essentially quite similar in the same, different frequency, different densities. Those densities are judged by perception alone. We decide that this density is as dense as it is, and so do other things, but we have a limitless capability to express ourselves in hyperdimensional manners, and we're unable to do that with the current circuitry of common individuals, being that, like filament in a light bulb, if you send too much charge, it burns the filament, and the light bulb never lights up again. So we're doing our very best to use nice inhibitor caps, which are the harmonizations of energy that happen very naturally to never cause harm to anything. Even though it may seem as if harm is being caused, it's a law in a certain sense that harm is not possible. So even though you may depict it to be harm through the realm and lens of your judgment, non-duality is not looking at things in that kind of egoic manner and is literally everything entirely existing and has no judgment of itself in any way. If it had that, it would be too quick or too long for it to stop and observe a sentence like that when it's being literally everything moving at the same time. Like insane, you know, it's really amazing. Just phenomenal to experience. And so that's really what I wish to lead towards, again, is people's curiosity, maybe being smart, the ignition being made to where they think, you know what, hey, maybe I could have this thing called enlightenment. I could go play the lottery, maybe win $600 million, or I go in my heart right now in this moment, realize myself fully in spontaneous, amazing, non-hesitated action that was for the benefit of all beings everywhere with that one exception, which would turn out to be myself. And it turned out I could know that, and I could set an intention to make sure that my intention was righted, and fully dedicating myself to myself, of course, to all of self, of course, what it really is. And, you know, had that damn lotus just blew on its own by matching the amazing tone to the Bodhisattva vow. The Bodhisattva has 37 precepts, perhaps? Nah, I didn't have to know those. Just the intention of the Bodhisattva. That was all that was necessary. The intention. It's just so pure and so true. Anything's like, oh, you're intending to help literally every guy in the entire universe? Help that guy. Help that guy. Help that guy. Help every guy in the universe. Help that guy. Help every single being entirely without a single exception. He's going to do it equally. He's not going to choose that guy over that guy for some bias. No. He's going to do it in a way of equanimity for everything. Lift that thing up. Lift that piece of us all to the top or to the center or to wherever it needs to go in order to do the thing in which it wishes to do, which that guy right there wishes to help every being everywhere without one exception by realizing himself fully and helping them do the same. That's, wow, that's amazing. So everything in the entire universe, being that you're for everything entirely, then gets, you know, behind you and rises that amazing lotus and blooms it just right then and there when it's ready. Of course, the necessary chord shapes and dialogues to bring you into an articulated focus that can help you center through the voice by being able to define what it is that happened to you. It's going to be necessary, you know. I was lucky I had beings that were there with me that were able to reflect the two sides of my mind. Otherwise, context would have kind of been missing. And also a direction and focus. Once you're in between like that, empty in every way, I mean, it's kind of nice when some external stimuli moves you in the direction you're trying to go because, well, you don't have any of your own internal stimuli going on. That's where it comes to an eventual balance between the form and the emptiness, the male and the female, the compassion and the wisdom, where eventually your self-compassion for all of self, everything entirely, all that is, all beings everywhere without one exception, is translated into your love for this personal self in a certain sense. So you start doing things like maybe you need to eat, so you need to stop sitting in the woods for 3 weeks right now because you're about to die tomorrow. And you need to go to the store and pick you up some fries or a steak or some kind of fucking food that will, you know, feed you and cause you not to die. Because nobody's coming out there to get you. You know, as it turns out, nobody knows you're there. Nobody's going to randomly stumble upon you. You're going to fucking die. So, go to the store. Now, if you know yourself well enough, it's sometimes that you do sit out there for that long. And guess what? Somebody does come on by. In fact, that happens to me like every freaking time I ever do something like that. Of course, there's other times when I don't do that and I go to the damn store. So it's just an amazing, phenomenal balance and awareness that eventually you do have the driving energy to propel yourself, give yourself some propulsion along the path, you know. And that's wonderful. Like these videos, super cool, just expressing myself, being genuine, authentic, effortless, you know. What do you want to do right now? Actually, do that thing. That's going to bring you the highest amount of joy, benefit, and then you're going to radiate that shit to the entire collective through a process of resonance, and that's going to uplift everything just through your natural being. So if everybody just wants to just do what they want to do, go ahead. Try not to harm one another. That's going to cause a crazy reverberation in frequency, and consciousness is really strong right now. I just don't see anybody really being able to fuck up this process right now. I mean, if you do that, you're probably going to get hit pretty hard. But you could be also balancing the end of a karma, so who knows for sure. Anyways, you know, so no control on you guys. You guys just do whatever you want. Be free. That's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be free. And I love you very amazingly and significantly. And I hope that you will go into a place to realize yourself more deeply, know who you are, so that you're able to be who you are, and not who you believe yourself to be, some illusory story painted by societal programming, but who you are actually, and hey, I'd be happy for you to let me know who that is too. Because even though we are all the same being, we're unique in every way. So we have an amazing, unique chord shape, a phenomenal, unique tone to our song, in the way we express limitlessly our particular positioning. And I can't wait till we all dance, sing, and have an amazing time together, moving energies for the whole of everything in the way that's of the greatest impeccability and honesty, integrity, harmony, whatever, balance, the literal embodiments of these things without the need for these things any further, because they are those things. And that's already what is happening. So I guess goal complete. Victory.